Hi everyone, this is a quick presentation on utilizing social media, how to make it work for you and not against you. My name is Kate Clifford and I'm a wellness advocate with doTERRA. I was doing this presentation for a training with my team and thought I'd record it just for future benefit and now maybe to share with you all. So you can find me on Instagram, Kate Harrington Clifford, or at kateclifford.com. But yeah, let's talk about social media. A super powerful tool. We've seen things that we love from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those things, and we've seen things that we hate. But take a minute, check in with yourself. How do you feel about social media? Do you post on there? How often do you post on there? What types of things are you posting on there? And is it working for you? We have to think of social media as part of our overall, it's so present and prevalent nowadays. It's essentially part of us and how people view us. I connect with a lot of family that way that I normally wouldn't talk to, like on the phone, and even friends that I haven't known in a while. So what is it that I'm putting out there for them to see? We really want, if we think about this, we always say in doTERRA, what is your why? What kind of culture are you about? That should translate into how you're projecting yourself on your social media accounts. I want to be seen as a resource. I want to be an advocate for health and wellness. I want to be someone that provides, a fun space for other people, whatever it is, however that your why affects you, and make sure that that is something that you're thinking about when you're posting on social media. Okay, so we'll just get into it. First of all, don't sell on Facebook or Instagram. Don't sell on social media. We've all seen it. We've all seen buy from me, and maybe most of us have been guilty of it at some point because it seems like a good idea because I have this really great offer and I want to share that with you. I don't want you to miss out. But I put this question at the bottom of all of the slides. Always ask, what would I do? Not me, Kate, but ask yourself, what would you do? How would you respond? And I think we can agree that 99.9% of the time, we're not going to buy something because someone said, buy it on their social media account. If anything, I think that that's going to, turn us off from wanting to engage or interact or read more posts from this person. So what do we want to see? What is it that we're hoping to get? So don't think of Facebook as an avenue to ever sell, but think of it as a lead generator. This is how we connect with people. That's true for all things. So it's, consistent with your doTERRA business. It's another way to connect with people. What people really want to see is, your lifestyle. They want to see about you. This is my Instagram feed. A lot of my examples are going to be from Instagram just because it's easier to get a visual example to show you. So out of these, 15 posts, you can see that there are 2 that contain essential oils, and not even like blatantly. A lot of them are other things that I'm interested in. I'm currently doing Whole30, plants in general. I'm a mom with one on the way, so you can see my daughter, you can see, little baby clothes, and then there's 2 posts there, both which have to do with a Facebook class that I was doing this week. So one are little samples that I gave out to people who signed up for my class that haven't been enrolled yet, and another is just the original post about, what's the buzz about essential oils, and if anyone wants to be a part of my class. So that's just a general idea of how to, and I do this on my Facebook as well. It's harder to capture in a screenshot, but the things I post about are things that I care about, that are true to me. Funny things my daughter said, something about organic food, whatever, what have you. But what I did do, so those 2 posts you did see were about my Facebook class on essential oils. So what is your funnel? So this week, that was my funnel. That's what I wanted people to join. So do you want people to attend one of your classes? Do you want people to try a specific oil? Do you want people to tell you like what their biggest ailment is? What is it that would help you to know, to be able to serve the people that you're wanting to connect with. What do you want them to buy before they buy, essentially? So always have kind of a purpose, especially in your posts about essential oils, what you're hoping the end result is by this post. Not just putting it out there, hoping someone will grasp on, but what is your intention with posting whatever that specific thing is? Great question to ask yourself again. What would you respond to? So those are the type of things. Make it relevant for you and for the people that you're in relationship with and connected to and who your audience is. And most importantly, not most importantly, but something else important, use your own material. So if you're sending a protocol to a friend and you've seen this great graphic, great, use it. When I say that, I mean someone who already knows about essential oils is using it. You're not bombarding people with just all of these things that they don't have a context for. But for the most part, with the lifestyle connection, when I said, showed you my feed of the different things that we're posting, people want to see my life. It doesn't count if I'm just showing them something that's relevant for people 3 degrees, away from me. So here's 3 photos that I've used recently. One is for my daughter. She was having a rough night sleeping as she was learning to potty train. Well, we were having all rough nights because she'd wake up. So there's a post about something that helped her sleep through the whole night instead of waking up to go to the bathroom. And those are her slippers. People have seen her slippers, commented on her slippers, and other posts I've done about her. One, I'm sending thank yous and samples to people who are on my team, and pretty packaging. That's something that you would know about me if you're following my feed, if you're following my Facebook, if you're friends with me. I send lots of snail mail, do paper invites. That's relevant for me. And then a gift my husband made me, still that showcases essential oils, and that they are a part of our lifestyle. So those are just, obviously it's going to be different for you because your own material is different than my own material, but I just wanted to give you some examples. But really what we're doing is creating a brand. Whether you know it or not, you have a brand, whether it's chaotic or inconsistent, or whether it's pretty streamlined. So these are 3 people or 3 feeds that I follow on Instagram that are pretty, visually stunning, or I like the content. The first one is a lifestyle blog. The second is she does pottery, and the third is a food blog that I really enjoy, but all of it is really aesthetic. And you don't have to have professional photos. The middle one, if you look at that, I don't think any of those are professional. I think they're all probably taken with a phone, but what she does do is use natural light, and she uses a consistent filter, and you can see lots of white that kind of brings it all together. So in all of these, the feeds look really clean. It's not photos all, some like horizontal, some up, and this advice obviously pertains more to Instagram. But if I find a post that I like, I always click on that person's feed. I want to see more. I don't just want to see that one individual thing if I come across it accidentally. So you have to kind of think of the big picture. And it doesn't obviously need to be, these are very refined feeds, but just giving you an idea of what it looks like. Like I check in with these feeds because I want to know, I want to be inspired by a recipe or with a vegetable I'm not, used to buying at the store. I want to be inspired with home decor or whatever that is that I'm doing. I'm buying into this look. Like if I want to be inspired. So what are you inspiring? Maybe that's a good question to ask. What are you inspiring with the things that you're putting out with your posts on Facebook? What kind of articles are you sharing? What kind of things, personal stories are you sharing? All of that. So moving on and what not to do. I'm so sorry if any of these photos are yours, but we're putting them out there. So this is purely from a visual standpoint. Both of these, might give you a headache or might make your eyes crazy. The thyroid support, I can barely read that. And same with, these neon colors. Try to avoid neon as a general rule of thumb, 99% of the time, it doesn't work. So these aren't clear. They're not really helpful to you as far as what you're doing, as far as creating a consistent brand. It's not clean. I would never reuse this photo to send to someone, if someone had thyroid support, because it's really hard to read. I'd rather just type it out and let them be able to, use that information differently. Also, from a purely visual standpoint, so natural lighting is really important to photos, and filters are obviously important to photos as well. So some of these, super clear, that was a positive thing about the post on the left. But what's not positive is still like, it's just not clear. Like, try to think clean. Always think less is more. And that's the kind of thing with the one on the right as well. Like, less is more. Like, you don't necessarily need the chevron background. And both of these two I put on here because of fonts. Use clean fonts. When in doubt, use Helvetica, use Times New Roman, use simple fonts, not things that date it. Like the one on the right definitely seems a little more juvenile, or that's something maybe a teenage girl background would be attracted to. What are helpful tips? So the one on the left, again, really busy, background graphic, kind of hard to see the actual content. Maybe kind of silly, but at the same time, not super accessible if you're trying to get information across. Whereas the one on the right, super clean, the space is used great, it shows the oil, it shows the recipe, it's really easy to, I guess, accessible. That's the word that, I'm looking for. I would love to send that I would love to reuse that photo. I'd love to send that to people. Funnily enough, it's from our friend Mary Crimmins, which I will use her as an example in a little bit. Next, I guess. So I am using her as an example. She obviously has a very beautiful Instagram feed. It's also very consistent with all of the other things that she's putting out, whether it's on her website. You can see her theme is kind of like all white. She's using similar fonts in each of the things. She has pops of color. That's very true to who Mary is. She's, likes vibrant things aesthetically, but it's all still very clean, easy to read, mixture of oils in there, also with other things that are important to her. She loves flowers, she loves local organic food. Chris, obviously, she loves all of those things. So hers is a really great, and again, you'll kind of develop this, but hers is very refined. And I'm sure she wouldn't even mind me saying this, but if you scroll through her feed, you'll definitely be able to see like even more how refined it has become. And she has a very beautiful feed. Same with mine. In the beginning, like, I didn't know Instagram was going to be this huge tool, just kind of taking pictures here and there, and then we kind of get to see what it evolves into basically a portfolio. And so I just am showing hers because it's a very cohesive, very bright, very clean, super easy to read, see, all of those things. I know what she's about. I know how to contact her. I know I want to check in because what kind of thing is she going to share with me about essential oils? That's a great place or a great position to be in from a social media standpoint. Okay, so helpful tools. How do I do this? I do most of my posts on Canva. I believe Mary uses Canva a lot as well. You can use it for posters, for Instagram, for Facebook, all of those things. Super easy. Just remember, less is more. Less is more. We say that with essential oils. Think about it with design too. You want it to be clean. In addition to that, if you're not at a computer, I like ViscoCam for a filter. Instagram keeps updating their filters, so they're actually getting better at, you might not need another app. It depends how photo snobbish you are, but just making something with natural light and clean, a good filter can definitely help with that. And something else is just using the same filter every time. I almost always use the exact same settings on my photos, because then it helps create a cohesiveness to my brand, in quotes, of what I'm trying to produce, so that I'm producing some kind of consistency. If you want text over your photos, an app I like is Rana Designs. That's a really easy one to do, or use, I should say, if you're using it on your phone. Again, I do most of my posts on the computer, on Canva, but everyone's different. It depends if you're doing most of your work from your phone, your computer, or whatnot. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys. Let's just do a quick recap. How would you interact with your posts? Don't overpost. What is your funnel or your intention when you are posting? Make sure to be using your own material, showcasing your own life, connecting to your personal audience. What is your brand? What are you inspiring? And when it comes to design, remember, less is more. Think clean. Thanks for being here with me, and I will talk to you guys later.